Hello, everybody, and welcome back to EuroSTAR 2025 reporting from Edinburgh. I love how you pronounce Edinburgh.
Edinburgh.
A little bit different. Um, it's an honor to have with me now my amigo Lalit or Lalitkumar.
You can call
Should
me
I?
Lalit.
Okay. Which I very happily met about a year ago.
Romanian testing days, as I remember.
We were in Romania testing days,
Yeah.
and he's responsible for me buying a fancy jacket like the one that he's wearing right now.
I remember.
You,
Yes.
you
yes,
forgot
yes,
about
yes,
it,
yes,
right?
yeah, cool.
So, Lalit, for the people that do not know you, would you mind introducing yourself?
Of
Who are
course.
you? What do you do? What makes you special?
Oh, that's a deep one. Well, hi all. My name is Lalit. I'm working with Accenture as a thought leader for quality engineering services, ASG, Austria, Switzerland, and Germany. I'm also working as an engineering manager for Accenture Song. Apart from my 9 to 6 work in Accenture, I also look after Tea Time with Testers magazine
Uh-huh.
as its CEO and co-founder. It's a publication that has contributed a lot to the software testing community over past decade, and I believe being the brain and man behind it makes me special for
Very much.
for the contribution this publication has made. Uh, it's a passion project, it's a community project, and a lot of great minds and people who care about software quality and testing have contributed to it at some point of another. Just to name a few, people like Jerry Weinberg, Fiona Charles,
Oh,
Hood
wow.
Schultz, most of our colleagues we see here have been associated with DWS.
La creme de la creme invited to
Genau,
contribute,
indeed,
right?
Indeed. And apart from that, I am also known for QCSD. It's Quality Conscious Software Delivery. It's a framework that I developed, which also won EuroSTAR Award in 2022.
Nice.
It's about helping organizations do things right from the beginning and ensuring that quality is consciously inbuilt and not deliver as an afterthought or patchwork of things that often brings them in trouble. So that's pretty much it for now.
For now, yeah. Not happy
not
with
many.
as many things that he's already achieving. For now, more is coming.
More
Be
to come.
prepared.
More to come.
And besides of that, Lalit, you're as well a conference speaker. You like
Yes.
to go around and spread the word. Do you go to many conferences? I mean, I kind of know, but let us know.
Oh yes, I have been doing public speaking from almost 13, 14 years now.
Oh,
I
wow.
have done several public workshops on exploratory testing and the things I care about. I have done international keynotes in China, in Malaysia, in Korea, and I'm
Whoa.
regularly speaking at conferences to learn and also share what I learn with the rest of the people. I'm quite passionate about learning, and I'm quite passionate about craft of software testing, which is why I like being present at the conferences and learn from my colleagues like you
No.
and on board about things that I don't personally know about and share my knowledge and experience with other people. That's what keeps me still motivated, fresh and young in the testing field.
It's great to also have this exposition, as you say, like not only go to present and absorb as well, learn from the people. And well, you listed an impressive amount of conferences and events and so many years that I am amazed. But you are here right now and you come as well to get some action, right?
Yes, I'm speaking about authentic intelligence for making better artificial intelligence.
So is that the title of your
That's
talk?
the title of my talk.
Yeah, interesting. Do you mind sharing a little bit spoilers?
Absolutely. So what I see so far, a lot has changed and happened because of AI, particularly in testing field. And at the same time, I believe nothing has changed. And I would like to introduce some of the ideas that I believe are quite essential for us humans to understand our own intelligence first, the authentic intelligence, and use that understanding of our awareness of self to make AI much better, to make it more reliable, make it more context aware. So I'm going to talk about some of the principles and philosophy I learned from Maya School of Thought. It's a foundation for modern epistemology.
Oh, wow.
And I'm learning quite a lot from the school of thought that can be applied to artificial intelligence, making our MCP models more context aware, introducing some confidence score with more error categorization. So I'm playing around with lots of ideas borrowed from this learning and research that I'm doing, and I'm very excited to share my findings with people.
This is super interesting because you're looking at it at a perspective that artificial intelligence, you're just almost like an AI psychologist or something
I
like that
wish.
because you're applying practices from the professional field of the mind, right? From studying it.
Absolutely.
And this is surprising. It's mind blowing for me. No pun intended, like my AI, no regular eye blowing, because I never thought of applying like actual already known techniques to kind of analyze intelligence, thought patterns, and things like that. You remind me, did you ever read Isaac Asimov?
Not really.
Oh, so in those books, there's, as an example, I, Robot. Nothing to do with Will Smith. It's a very different book than from what you saw in the movie. But you have robo-psychologists
Okay.
that analyze what happened inside of the positronic brain of the AI robots that we have. And sounds like you're doing something like that. You are analyzing from a perspective of the mind, of understanding it, right?
Yes. I mean, I started understanding Nyaya for my own research that I wanted to enrich my QCSD framework with more critical thinking related tools and techniques for people. And I happen to also play around with AI models too. And that made me understand that, the kind of way humans make mistakes in receiving knowledge, in understanding, cognition, so to speak. It's quite similar that AI is likely to make those mistakes too, because the goal is to mimic human intelligence. So I believe if we understand how we perceive knowledge, how our cognition works, this awareness is definitely going to help us build more reliable AI by trying to give it tools and techniques that we humans can benefit from.
It's interesting because you just got me thinking like, have you made AI fall into cognitive biases that we have?
Most certainly, yes. I mean, in my talk, I'm going to share lots of disappointing moments. I mean, I like AI, I like working with it, but at the same time, the way and the confidence with which it actually tries to manipulate you, that's concerning. And I am allergic to the term hallucination. I think we should start calling it manipulations because that's what I believe it is. And having that understanding is going to make people more aware of, oh, they are not talking to some human, but it's still an algorithm that is predominantly denying not to know things. So it tries to make it up with something that is at its disposal, and that concerns me. So this is just like human trying to defend itself and not admitting the ignorance. It might make it feel shame or whatever. And I believe all these things can be changed and AI can be done more context aware. We could at least make an effort and we have nothing to lose with it.
I'm curious of, because when you said it, and I'm dying to go and put some tests to the AI to see if it will fall for biases, if I, well, a psychological effect, and you totally have to do that, priming.
Priming, yes.
You have to prime
does.
your AI
It
to
does.
start preparing it for what you want it to
Precisely,
deliver you.
precisely,
And it's
precisely.
totally like a cognitive bias that we have. I mean, I
Yes.
was like, oh, damn, that's right. I'm going to be playing with more things that you're making me think about.
Yeah, I mean, you can always make AI say things that you want to hear, depending on. It's like having a conversation with your therapist, and you always, sometimes tend to even manipulate the therapist by giving them the perspective and context that is suitable to your narrative, not really telling the full story. So this is how I understand the current stage of our exchange and interaction with AI. And the more aware we are, the better reliable AI could be made. Otherwise, we are, I believe, at the risk of submitting and abandoning our common sense and completely giving things in the hands of our wives mates, and that's going to be quite risky.
Yeah.
I mean, I know some of the people who trained to think of ChatGPT as a human colleague, a companion, and they tend to share their personal problems, discuss with them, ask for relationship advice. I don't know how to think about it,
Yeah.
particularly knowing about the hallucinations and manipulations and the way it tries to
Ah,
make things up.
to be in a good, I don't feel it's like it's programmed for that, and it's not like a bad intent or something like that, but it's programmed to try to be right. Rarely
Precisely.
say I don't know, and
Precisely.
it's funny how you
Precisely.
say some of these biases. We are not aware sometimes of our own human biases,
Yes.
and it's super important. And I think that the benefit will be we know about ourselves. We will be psychoanalyzing ourselves, but that will help us to as well see on the AI model or whatever we're working with what could be going funny, funky, or what could be a defect, pretty much. Like QA professionals, we need to find these defects, and cognitive biases could count very much.
Absolutely. It has a quite. I do not want to say the word profound, but it's quite capable of making you believe in something if you particularly do not know about the subject.
Yeah.
You will never know that you were misinformed.
And it's not like on purpose.
Not
AI
on
is like, I'm
purpose.
gonna
I know.
make Lalit
It's
suffer, and then
not at all. It's an algorithm, and it really does what it is trained to do and how it is being interacted with. So in my talk, I'm also going to share some of the exchange techniques, like how to communicate with AI to help it come up with deductive reasoning. Because if you just take everything that your chatbots or LLMs are telling you at face value, you're unlikely to get the reliable results. So you need to know how to question back, how to make it reconsider and re-question, re-query the answer it has given. And I believe this is one of the easiest way to make your LLMs more context aware by asking them context revealing questions, questioning back, questioning back, questioning back. And there is a technique that I learned from Naya. I call it aerotatic model of reasoning, and that technique quite helps us also in our human exchange, human interaction, to
cool.
arrive at a conclusion and not to leave things unresolved.
Wow, you're just making me think as well with some of these experiments or some of these conclusions. What you are describing sounds a lot to me like prompt engineering, that you are trying to generate the correct prompt so that you get the correct information. Through prompting, you can also generate some cycles so that the AI
Most
questions
certainly.
itself,
Yes, exactly.
and as well that you know, okay, you gave me this response. Best practice: ask it the same thing a couple of times, or there are a few tricks that I have heard here and there
Certainly,
that you can
certainly,
do.
certainly it helps.
And
Just asking really, again, kind of triggers another critical response, so to speak.
really,
Yes.
are you sure, sure, sure? I've never
Exactly.
tried that. That sounds like an interesting,
That's fun.
well, funny experiment.
That's
If,
fun.
if ever
That's
the
fun.
AI becomes alive or stuff like that, please don't come for me. We were just doing professional research.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, what made you approach it from this perspective? Because we're all jumping on the AI wagon. Why to go in this approach? What made you think of a out of the box kind of?
I would say it was more about my curiosity. I consider myself as a curious but skeptical tester. I have a tendency to remain professionally skeptic about any sort of hype that comes in market. And the more I played with LLMs and other sort of AI activity, AI opportunities out there, I realized that it's very powerful, but there is a lot of potential to make it more reliable, more useful. I'm particularly concerned with the way AI things are getting marketed. There are so many marketing myths that are likely to um, that are very decisive
Confuse or
in
generate?
nature, and I particularly did not want to fall for something that is being sold without verifying those claims. So my attempt to verify those claims and also the challenges that I face myself, like, oh, but I don't know how to really verify this. it's like asking a doctor about his certainty about his diagnosis itself, if you're not a doctor yourself.
Yeah,
So
because the doctor can tell you like, yeah, you have a pharyngitis in the surinimerine, and they're like, okay, thanks,
yes,
I
exactly,
guess.
exactly. And I was anyway studying Nyaya for developing my QCSD framework for more awareness on reasoning for errors and understanding, making bug reporting more interesting, as more um, insightful.
Hmm.
And I just realized that this is so much useful if we start implementing this on the. So basically, that's what I try to do. I'm now using these principles to implement making MCP more
Hmm.
context aware. And it seems like it's working quite well. I'm very curious to see how it turns out when I actually introduce some debugging layer in the one of the LLMs that I'm playing with.
Yeah, many things are coming now with
Hmm.
this kind of recent appearance of the NCP, and that it's also blowing, and the possibilities are exploding.
Yep,
I have no idea what we are going to be talking about next year.
I'm
That
not sure
what
either.
new thing will come up out of AI.
Very sure.
But speaking of the future, uh, what do you see coming, and what do you think in terms of QA? QA professionals should be
I,
thinking of.
I think QA professionals should now, this is the high time to think critically about thinking itself. uh, my blah, let me think of a polite word here.
No, because it's
Yeah, but
co-
my humble opinion is that most of the things, particularly about automate everything, this and that, could be sold in market because there have been testers who abandoned their common sense and who were just following the script and doing the instruction manual testing in the name of testing. And that
uh-huh.
gave an impression to our industry that, oh, testing can be so easily automated. And fine, but this also took away people from, they were never compelled to think critically. They were
Hmm.
never challenged to think critically. And now it's a high time. Like, if things can be so easily automated away, I'm very sure AI tools can do it much better, faster, more efficiently. And this basically means if you are to do a good job as a tester, if you are to be significant, and if you are to remain relevant, you have no escape from being good at critical thinking. Because ultimately now you're going to be paired with your vibe mate, your AI based counterparts. And if you are working with something that is seemingly so smart, you better know how to outsmart them.
Yeah. Wow. Ca- and that's going to be our job from now on, AI wise, to outsmart it and understand
Precisely.
how to test it, how to check the biases.
Yeah. I often say playing with AI is like, playing with your kid. Uh, the growing kid, they are having intelligence and they also learn how to manipulate you.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so you need to know how to be its companion and a friendly companion while still making sure that you are not getting manipulated. So
Which sometimes you don't even notice,
much
or well,
like
you know what you
responsible
have
parenting.
to. But,
Yes.
children are different. If your AI manipulates it and you identify it, don't follow through. If your kid, your child manipulates you, well, it's up to you. And sometimes we want the children to grow happy or
Most certainly.
give them some
Most
passes
certainly.
here and there.
Most certainly.
Lalit, this has been an awesome and insightful conversation. And is it possible for people to get in touch with you, to follow up with these ideas you have? Where can they find you? Where can
Most
they
certainly. People can find me on LinkedIn. I'm there, very active. I
look for
also
his name? I think it's here
Sure.
on the screen. You can see it right now.
Yes. I also have my personal website, talesoftesting.com, and people can reach out to me and get more updates on my work, what topics I'm working on, and I think that's pretty much it.
Okay. So there you have it. Those are the locations where you can follow, subscribe. No, well, follow. It's more connect in LinkedIn.
Yes.
Connect. Connect with Lalit. Yeah, I'm used to the YouTube. Follow, subscribe, hit the bell. No. And send a note. Check his page and follow up on what he's bringing, because these different or more, this is going to sound weird, more humane way of thinking about the thought process of AI, it's gonna get you further, and I don't know, critical thinking. That's the biggest. Make sure that you develop it before anything else. That's an awesome recommendation, Lalit. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It's always fun talking to you.
Yeah,
See you around.
it's a pleasure.
Thank you.
And well, everybody, there you have it. Our amigo Lalitkumar, or Lalit. It's okay, right?
Yes,
I
of course.
shorten it. It has been an awesome adventure, but the day is not over. We are still streaming and having fun here, podcast recordings, streams, and lots of adventures at EuroSTAR 2025, reporting from Edinburgh. So we will stay tuned, and we'll see you around, because we're about to continue with more interviews. Adios, amigo.
Adios. See you
Adios,
around.
everybody.
Bye.
Take care. Bye. Let's stop this.